Hello and welcome to Breaking the Mould. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a transfer window episode. I realise that the last couple of seasons all I've done really is start the next season and just introduce you to everybody that I've signed. So what I thought I'd do this time round was go through the transfer window. We've missed the first few days of it anyway, because if you've seen the last episode we played the entirety of the FIFA Club World Cup. So the final of that wasn't played until sort of like I think it was the 4th of July, so yesterday. So yeah, 4 days into transfer window. So any arranged deals have already gone through. As you can see, we did actually go on and win that cup. I was quite surprised. We won our group games. When I get to the bottom, we won 7-0 against Gremio, and then we beat Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors 4-0, which is as far as I thought we were going to get. We lost to Liverpool in the Champions League final, and I was expecting to get the same kind of treatment this time round. But we drew them in the quarterfinals and we beat them 4-0. Again, then I thought, surely we're not going to get any further. We've been drawn against Juventus, and we won 6-2. And then I thought, alright, the final, we've got Barcelona, surely this is a step too far. And we managed to beat them 2-1 after extra time. So we are now the Club World Cup winners. So we're the Club World Champions, essentially. So that was a great competition. It was a long episode, but I do encourage you to go watch it if you've got a bit of time to sit there and enjoy. Watch it in a couple of sittings if you need to. But yeah, it was really good. So let's just run you through what's gone through so far. We've signed Agustin Almendra, who is a central midfielder. He's 21. He's come in as backup because I only really had two decent options in the form of Luis and Santiago, and then Belmont, obviously. So yeah, Luis and Belmont were my first choices, and Santiago were the backup, and that were kind of it. Then if I got any injuries, I was really struggling for central midfielders, so he's come in that position. And then I've signed Armel Bella-Kotchap from Bochum as centre back cover. I did say in the last episode I was going to look for some young centre-backs that could come in. I've got quite a few in the first team anyway, with Upamecano, Konate, Belmont can play there, Kehrer can play there, Halstenberg if needs be. But I wanted somebody young and up-and-coming that could fit in. So like Halstenberg's 29, Kehrer's usually playing there anyway. But I've got Konate and Upamecano. I wanted another really. I like to have two for every position. So he's come in. Is it Bundesliga 2 level, so I think I'm going to loan him out this season and then see how he develops. Outwards, Mukiel's gone to Chelsea for 18.75 million. He's a good player, but he never really got near our team. And then obviously look at our scout report. If I compare him to the position I would have played him, centre back, he's third choice, is equal with Konate, but his potential's not as good. Right back, he was just behind Pereira. I'm going to look at signing another right back, I think, in this episode. Then deals wise, Tristan Schlisk is a youngster that I've rejected a bid for because he's probably not going to get games and he's probably not going to develop in this series, but he can get more in compensation, which I've done with a few in the past. Hans Wolf, I've had bids for him, so I'm going to let him leave Norwich, Newcastle and Dusseldorf, so it's like between 10 and 13 million. I'm letting him move on. He's only ever really been a bit part player for me, which is a shame for him. Then we've got Hamadou Aidara. Again, he was a good option for that defensive midfield place, but at close to his full potential, I think we can do better. So I've allowed Villa and Norwich to talk to him. I rejected a bid I negotiated a bid for Köln because they wanted me to pay, I think, like 13 grand a week towards his wages, so I took that off, and then they weren't willing to pay for him, but that's not a problem. The bid I've rejected for Halstenberg is also one where Schalke wanted me to pay his wages. I am not willing to pay the wages for a player that I'm selling or loaning out, unless it's for development. So if Halstenberg's leaving, they're paying his wages, otherwise he's staying and I can find him a place in the squad. He can be back up. Now I've got bids in for Tyler Adams. These I've rejected. Again, they wanted me to pay his wages. Betis and Leverkusen I'm allowed to talk. Now I've got offers from Köln and Schalke, which look like they're slightly below other bids, but just kind of want him off the wage budget really, wage bill. They're not wanting me to pay any wages, so they can have a talk to him, and they don't want me to pay any of his wages, so they can talk to him as well. So I'm going to look through the squad and see where we kind of need to strengthen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all the filters off, put all the teams in, and then go through them position by position. So if we look at goalkeepers first, so I've got Dragovski is obviously the first choice. Probably could do better, to be honest. And then Gulacsi, who is still got 2 years left on his contract, his second choice. Now, I brought Emeka in as a youngster. He's got the potential to improve, so he's out on loan. I think what I might do is maybe just stick with these two for now. It's not a priority position, I don't think. So I think what I might do is let that run, see what happens. If Gulacsi leaves, because I know there were some wanted interest in him earlier. If he does leave, I'll replace him. But if not, he can carry on the bench. So as far as left backs go, we've got Lodi, who is our first choice. Luan Candido's coming back, so I'm going to get him on the fringes of the first team this time round. Solomon Bonner is turned out to be quite a prospect, but he's not quite at that level yet. Oh, too far. Adams is leaving, I hope. Alstenberg potentially leaving as well. And Escobar's out on loan. He's not quite there yet either. Although he's operating at Bundesliga level, so maybe I could put him and Candido into the first team. His loan expires next year, although it can be recalled. So I'll have a look at that. Potentially Escobar coming back, but I'm conscious that I don't have anyone sort of high reputation that's cover, but again, left back could be a backup position. So centre back wise, we've got Upamecano and Konate, who are both wanted. Upamecano wants to leave because he wants a Champions League medal, but I'm only going to let him go if they hit that. I've got no problems upsetting the guy by keeping him. If they want him, they're going to have to pay for him. Konate is also wanted by Manchester City, and he's not going to go cheap. They're going to have to hit that. These are essentially my two centre-backs with Kehrer as well, rotating round. I'll play those three. And then I've brought Bella Kotchap in as well. I'm only going to let him... In fact, I don't think I will allow him to go out on loan. Oh, I don't want to make an offer for him. He's my player. I'm going to take him off of that. And then I'm going to put him into the first team. I think he can be backup. He can get some cup games to develop, and then he can be a centre-back option. So I think centre-back wise, I'm alright, unless an absolute deal comes up, or we lose these two, and then I might have to replace them. Right-sided wise, apart from Pereira, Kehrer drops in there occasionally, but I don't really have another right back, so I think that's somewhere that we really, really need to look at strengthening. If I had a pen, I'd write that down. Yeah, we need a right back, I think, so that's going to be one of the first positions that we're looking. Let's go into defensive midfield. We've got Luis, Santiago, Belmont, Almendra. I think we're good for them, really. Defensive midfield wise, I think we're covered. We don't play with left or right midfielders, so we don't need to worry about that. We don't actually play with full-on central midfielders, we play with DMs. So I think that's a position that we're covered with. Now let's have a look at attacking mid-left. We've got Bracalo, Lookman. Although Lookman is wanted and Sabitza's wanted, they're as covers. So this position's going to depend on if we sell either of those. I mean, Lookman's brilliant at the minute. He's at his peak, but he's been playing really well. He's got no minimum fee release clause, so selling him, I mean, it's Wolves that want him. It depends how much they can pay. He's not going cheap. He's worth 43.5 million. I think we're probably talking closer to 60 or 70 if I'm going to let him leave. And Sabitzer, he's 27. Wolfsburg want him. He's worth 37 million. I think if I got a bid for him, I'd let him go and then look at replacing him then. And then right-sided wise, we've got Bracalo who can cover that side as well. Again, Sabitzer. Wolves leaving. Who am I? Pulisic were my first choice. So I think probably right mid. I think I need another option there. So it's right back and right mid at the minute. And then striker wise, I think we're good to go. We've got Haaland and Werner. Fabio Silva has had a tremendous season. He's developing nicely. He's currently operating at Bundesliga level. He scored, 4 goals in 20 appearances in the league, but 13 of those were off the bench. Overall, he scored 12 goals in 13 starts and 21 sub-appearances, so I think he's fine. Poulsen might be leaving, but he's not going out on loan. There's no chance he's going out on loan. If he's leaving, it's for money. So I think I'll only bring in a striker if Poulsen leaves. So those are my plans. Do give me a shout in the comments if you think anything should change. I mean, that's probably pointless saying that because this video is going to be the transfer window. But yeah, they're my plans. I'm going to keep coming back with updates. It's just going to be, this episode is essentially just the transfer window. So I'm going to go have a look, see if I can find myself a decent right back and a decent right attacking mid, and then I'll come back with any updates that we've got on terms of sales or purchases. Right, we've moved a few days on. I just wanted to come back and show you what I've been doing. So Tyler Adams with an H. Tyler Adams has gone to Schalke for 3.7 million. I know that's not a great deal of money, but he just weren't going to get any games. They did pay 2.3, so we have made a slight profit on him. He just weren't going to play for us, and as you can see from scouts, they don't rate him either, so he's gone. And I've got a few players on the shortlist, so I'll just show you what I've been looking at. So this is my shortlist at the minute. Don't pay any attention to these scout reports just yet, they're not finished. So we'll be looking at Jude Bellingham at Birmingham, who is a very good hot prospect, young English player. My scouts are already rating quite highly, and the asking price of 26.5 million isn't too bad either, so that's promising. But we'll let him finish this scout report first. He'd be better suited to central midfield, but I want to play him as a winger. So he's already as good as Hans Wolf. His potential is tremendous. So I think that's where I'd start gaining games and training him out there. Centre back, right back option is Lucas Jean. He's better suited to the centre back position, but I'd try to get him out wide onto the wing back. He's young enough that he could learn that position. His stats for it aren't too bad either, so I think he's got the potential to play out there. We'll see what they say when they come back. Mohamed Hihtaren at PSV is going to be an option for right attacking mid. Better suited to left or centre, but even at left, obviously Bracalo can cover right anyway, so we've got that option there. He's better than Wolf and Sabitzer, apart from in that position. He's quite low down the pecking order, but left wing wise, he's on a par with Lookman almost. But I think the 52 million asking price might put me off of that one. I've been looking at Karamoko Dembele at Celtic. The initial scout reports come back with a 75, so I'm going to let them carry on looking at him. He's as good as Bracalo and Sabitzer on the right, but his potential is better than Pulisic. He could play back if I decide to change my formation, so I'm very, very interested in that one. I don't think he's got any kind of release clause though. No, that's a shame, so that they could bump us up. If he goes for 25 million, I'll have him. Another youngster, Mario Cesar. Now, the reason I'm looking at all these young players is because, obviously, the board would prefer me to sign players under the age of 21 for the first team. So a lot of these are under the age of 21. I didn't have a lot of options coming back as brilliant, so I've sort of expanded it a bit to 23 just in case. So I'm looking at them. So yeah, you can. I'm not going to go through them all. You can see I've got my focus on right wing and right back at the minute. So we'll see what comes back. There's a kid at Brentford here who looks quite good, but they want 40.5 million. He's wanted by Leverkusen, Udinese and Leicester, but I am not paying 40.5 million for him. No minimum fee release clause either, so that would all depend on the bid. Derby, you've got Jayden Bogle, they want 47.5. I mean, this is why English players don't get games, because you cost too much. I know, and Bueno's French, but you get my point. Youngster, they want too much money, it's unrealistic. Max Aarons is probably going to be another one that's going to cost me too much. So that's where I am with that. I've recalled Candido from his loan, so he's back. He's going to be my left back cover. I've got the option to recall Escobar if I need to, so he can be covered as well. Then who else were I talking about? Calling back. There's nobody in there that looks like they're going to get games. Under 19s. I think it's just Escobar. Yeah, I've called Candido back. Who's out on loan? Oh, they're just them two now. Yeah, so Candido's back. Escobar's got the option to recall if I need to. I think Emeka's better suited out on loan. If I'm honest, I think unless Gulashi leaves and I can't get a replacement, then I think Emeka's going to stay out on loan for this season. So that's it for that update. It's been sort of like 6 days. I'll come back if there's any further developments for you. I know it's only been a couple of days, but I just wanted to update you on a couple of bids I've put in. So Jude Bellingham was very highly recommended by my scouts, so I've put a bid in for him. It's 18.5 million, and then it raises up to, I think it's like 20 something. Where is it? It doesn't actually show you the full bid. Yeah, it's 18.5 million plus 40% profit. And then we've got Dembele at Celtic, which is 16 million plus 50% of the profit. I think that's quite a couple of decent bargains there. 26 grand a week, 38 grand a week. It's not a massive outlay of wages either. Then, now, I know I wanted to keep Lookman, but Chelsea's just come in and they've offered 50 million racing to 65, and that's instalments as well. That's not like add-ons, that's instalments. So it's 65 million. It's a lot of money. It was very difficult to say no to it for that. So the guy that I was bringing in at right midfield, Bellingham, I think I'm going to have a look for another one now that could potentially be a first teamer, because, well, he was going to be my left midfielder actually. I mean, I've got Bracalo. That's really it. I don't have options there anymore, do I? If Lookman leaves, who actually had a really good season at attacking left mid last season, yeah, I've just got Bracalo and no one else. I'll have a look to see what I can do. I need to be bringing somebody in for less than what Lookman's going for, so it needs to be under 65 million. Less than 58 grand a week. So I'll see what I can do. Well, there it is. That's the first one through the door, after the guys that I've already shown you that we signed put during the Club World Cup. Jude Bellingham was signed for 18.5 million. On, what did I say? I'd put him on 20 something grand a week, 26 grand a week. Yeah. So I think that's a good deal. 18.5 million. I know it's a big profit from if we sell him on. But honestly, this series only likes what they're going into its third season now. There's only 2 more years left. I don't really think that's going to come back and bite me on the arse. If we were going to keep this going, then I think I may have looked into that a little bit, bringing it down. But I don't think I need to worry about that too much. So yeah, I'm happy with that. He's not going to be a central midfield option, that's for sure. I mean, Luis and Elmandra are well up there. Belmont might even lose his first team place to Elmandra. Dara's probably going to leave, and then there's Santiago as well. But I'm looking at him for this kind of position. I know he's quite down the pecking order there too, but Wolves hopefully going. Lookman may be going now as well. Augustine is another one that's on his way out, so officially you're looking top 4, and potentially Sabitzer going, so your top 3 choices of wingers. I can give him the games. Obviously I want to put the training on. I want him to be attacking midfield right. Do I play inverted wingers? I do, yes. So I want him to be attacking midfield right, inverted winger, attack. Yes, take control of all individual training. It is attacking it. Yes, attack. So I've made that tactic so long ago, I've forgotten where people play. I'm going to clear that squad out as well, just so that I've got a better sight on what I need. So yeah, I'm happy with that signing. Where's he gone? Has he never dropped into youth team, surely? I know he's only 18, but... Yeah, he has. You're getting it first team, you fool. Oh dear. Go to the senior squad, that's what I signed you for. So that might be what the responsibilities were for. I'll change that responsibility back, and then I shall come back with any more developments. Yeah, I was about to skip forward then, and then I just realised I've started looking for a potential replacement for Lookman. So if we, I think we could filter this, can't we? Position, attacking mid, left, right. So these are the guys that I've potentially looked at. Haytaren has come back. They want 52 million for him. That's not happening. I sort of scouted him for right midfield position. So I'm looking at Fernando, who's at Shakhtar. He's currently come back at an 82. He's wanted by Valencia, but I think I could fend them off. He's not quite at Lookman's standard. His potential's round about the same, so I'll keep my eye on that one. Then we've got Michael Kwame, who is at Genoa. He's come back with a 65 so far. He's a little bit further behind, and his potential's not up there at all. Then we've got Roberto Alvarado at Cruz Azul. Again, I mean, his PA's up there, but never mind. Then we've got Diego Lainez at Real Betis. It's very hard when you're scouting for players under the age of 21 for your first team, so I'm having to sort of stretch a bit for some of them. And then Brian Gill at Sevilla, which is not really... Scouts don't seem to be a big fan of him. They say he's useful. His PA is better than Lookman, and his current ability is similar. He's classed as a wonder kid. But bear in mind that Lookman is 23. If I'm going to be bringing somebody in that's a similar age, they need to be better. So I think Fernando is potentially going to be the way I go with that one. But we shall see. Now I'm going to move on to the next update. Another very short update, and transfer number 2. Karamoko Dembele is on his way in. He's going to cost us 16 million and 38 grand a week. The 96 million that we had to spend is slowly dwindling down, but I think I'm just bringing in the players that I need. Liverpool are interested in Florentino Luis. He's been rumoured with an £87 million move, but I mean, look at this. He's fucking world class. There's no way this guy is going for any less than this minimum fee release clause, and if that expires, he ain't going nowhere at all. He's only just signed that contract, so there's not really much chance of me getting him to change his mind, but no, he's definitely not going for any less than that. So yes, welcome to the club, Dembele. Well done. Good signing. Happy. Huh? Apparently Nice want to loan Jude Bellingham. I'm sorry, Nice, but I've signed him to play him. That'd be a no. There's some frequent updates going on in this episode. It's quite good. So Lookman has left. He's gone for 65 million to Chelsea, which isn't a bad bit of business for us. I mean, we've made quite a hefty profit on him. He played well last season, but I don't think he's irreplaceable. He's not Florentino Luis class, but I definitely need to go out there and sign a left winger now. So looking at my short list, I think the option would be Fernando, looking at the recommendations that we've got. He's no longer wanted by Valencia. I don't know if that's the injury that's put them off, or if he's just flat turned them down and he's not interested in going. He's got a minimum fee release clause for clubs in continental competition of 28 million. Now, if we sign him for 28 million and we've sold Lookman for 65, then we are doing really well money-wise. There'll obviously be no add-ons or anything for that, so I think I'm just going to go straight in with the... We are in a continental competition, you know this, don't you? 28 million. Hold on a minute. They've accepted that. The minimum fee release clause don't look like it's active yet. It says it expires in March. We are in continental competition, but it didn't do the little red green triangle that shows I'm above thing. But never mind, 28 million, it's just not bad. There's no add-ons or anything, so that's good. Right, he looks like he's the new Ademola Lookman. So here we are, signing number 3 of the video, and it's Fernando coming in from Shakhtar as our Ademola Lookman replacement. He's cost us £28 million up front with no add-ons, so there's no percentage of future fee or anything like that. So just 28 million up front, and then 61 grand a week wages, which is not bad at all. So he's coming in right now. He's probably going to end up starting as my left midfielder this season. Happy with that. I think it's a good step up from Lookman as well. Let's just have a look how we're doing money. Oh crap, didn't want to do that. Money wise, 43.5 million spent, 94 million in. I think we're doing good. Okay, this is a butt twitchy moment. Liverpool want Erling Haaland. They've offered a non-negotiable 58 million, but 43.5 of that's up front and 40 million it's over six monthly instalments. So fortunately, I can reject it, and he's not interested in joining Liverpool. So hopefully I can put him off. I'm just worried that they're going to come back with this £60 million bid straight after. Well, it would appear that the inevitable search for a goalkeeper now needs to start. Peter Gulaschi is joining Valencia for 3.7 million. No, sorry, 5 million I think it is. Yeah, 5 million. It's 3.7 that's going into my budget. So I need to now go out and find myself a goalkeeper. I'm not sure whether to look at someone that's better than Dragowski as well and drop Dragowski down to the bench, or look at a youngster, but the youngster needs to be good enough to play because we have a youngster that's going to develop already, but I don't think we're going to see him in this save. So I'll see what I can find. So Galachi's gone. Lots of teams are wanting this Schlisk. I'm not going to sell him. Oh crap. Oh, I can reject it. It's alright. If you hit that, he can go. He'd prefer to go to PSG. 58 million is just nowhere near enough for him. I'm sorry, but it's just not. He's incredible. Whew, that was a scary moment. Right, let's see for some further developments. Well guys, we made it to where I want to start. The next episode is the Super Cup against Bayern Munich. So I'm going to end this video here. The transfer window's still got another month to run. It doesn't end until the 31st of August. So by which time, obviously we'll be like a month into the season. So I'm going to make the next video based around the Bayern Munich game and the FC Köln match, which is the first game of the Bundesliga. We'll just have a quick breakdown of what's gone off. So I've rejected the bid from Barcelona for Upamecano. They've not come back in for him. Bellingham, loads of teams have been wanting to loan him. That's just not happening. Liverpool's not yet come back in for Haaland. So these are the two we're going to be keeping an eye on at the moment. Upamecano and Haaland, see if we can keep all of those if they come back in. So these are the guys that's come in so far. Augustin Almandra has come in as a new central midfield option. Armel Bella-Kotchap's come in as another backup central back. Excuse me. Jude Bellingham's come in as a potential right winger. Dembele has come in also to play on right wing, and then Fernando has come in to replace Ademola Lookman on the left hand side. So we've spent 72 million this month and we've made 99 because Galashi's just left for 5 million to Valencia. So Mikel and Nkunku went away before I started this video. We've then since sold Tyler Adams, Jean-Kevin Augustine's gone. Some guys have gone out for free on loan, and then the big one was Ademola Lookman's gone to Chelsea for 65 million. So, like I say, I'm going to be focusing on trying to keep hold of Haaland and Upamecano. Both got minimum fee release clauses. So is Luis, so I'm going to be keeping my eye on that one as well. But it's a massive amount of money if they do leave. Haaland's is quite cheap. He's already valued at 44.5, and his minimum fee is only 60. So that's going to be the big loss, I think. I am in for another keeper, so I've scouted a few here. I've decided to go for Emil Audero because of his value. I think Danny Martin might be a good option as well, perhaps. He is unhappy. What do they reckon? 11 to 15. Shall we just put a cheeky bid in and see what they want for him? 21.5. No, because I've literally bid next to nothing for this guy. 10 million. And when we did his promises, he were happy to be back up, so why not? 10 million for the backup keeper. It's not too bad. He's only 24, so he's not exactly aging either. So I think I can get a few years out of him yet, and it means that position will be dealt with, I would think. I think he's actually better than Dragowski. Yeah, so there's going to be some competition for the number 1 jersey there this season. And that's all I've done, really, besides that. So I think that's it for this video. Thanks everybody for watching. I know there's not been any matches, but it's been good with transfers, keeping an eye on what's going on, what I'm updating you on what my plans are and who I'm going to be looking at bringing in. If you have enjoyed, do show your support for this video by leaving a like down below, and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications to keep up to date with more FM20 content.